Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Mr. Michael Ni Yaboy, wakwaka asembi ene afa eye Dr. Mahmoud Malbiahu na eno ena mepese ye bo sa video no echere mo na mo ankasa mo judge by yourselves. Mr. Michael Ni Yaboy eye ubia waye financial analyst. In fact, a kasikamu pensemu ana economist or tisika samasia. Mekana se Ghana hawa kwadare mu pa na wagidi nso yie. In fact, a bribi twa mu no na okasa de ema abanya atwa mu ko ne abanya abanyina. So woye ade no na se so nani a oka anso nani so a ene so oka. Na papa yi enne abeka wo Alhaji and Alhaji program so ewo Radio Good and a Pan African TV so say ohwemu pa dia ase Dr. Baumia where the pa nka ewo brofumu a obetumi dia qualify papa no and say ebia he is mad and say ebia ni leader anani penya no odi na odi na chi ya eya o man penya Akufo-Addo no ono ene ye mad na ne justification or they say it is either Akufo-Addo who is mad or Mahmoud Baumia and mad no and no and I'm a person who bre now what na say na wo hwe video yi wo hu ensem a okakaye analyst a wo de tutu form na wo hu no wate ase na wo nti bibia ase a ana said ye wo ti ase sifa no na wo de ho comment abeto eye video no ase amafoforo so ahu message say over subscribe to PENDREAM TV and said ye etie no wo hwe subscribe button no on said fa so form ho subscribe no subscribe na afei wo de ato icon bell no so adoma no no amia so said be ya embre biara e be video na be boa na timi akọ akire eyi ama afoforo so anya bi ahwe like video no na wi a wa share ama afoforo so anya bi ahwe yenko na yenko hwe Mr. Michael Ni Yaboy said you osi introduce you name some no esi FI.
Analysts, your viewers, and also the people of Diodo. You've called upon us to dissect what was referred to by the leader of the NPP as vision and policy priority. I would start first and foremost by saying that when the Americans call someone mad, it is that point that one is so hungry that he will not listen, he cannot make reason, you cannot reason with him. He's only bent on doing one thing, and at that point, instead of others who would say that he's crazy, the Americans say that you are mad. But let me tell you a story, and then you can marry it with what I have just said. And let me greet Mr. E.S. Tetefio. He was my boss in Panel Care Foster, today PKF Ghana. And he was the senior partner. I got to the firm as a young man, and quickly I became his hatchet man. I was always by him. He trusted in me so much. He believed in me. He knew that I would get the job done at all times. When it is a difficult job, you can be sure that he will call upon me to do that difficult job, because he knows that we would do it. So here are we with a client, and the two of us have written our CVs. We have shown our experiences. We have told the client that yes, we are capable. We can do the job for you. And the client hired us to do the job. We did the job. and it failed. We failed. And so my boss called a meeting and said, if we talk of this failure, if we trumpet this failure, it is a failure not just for me, but for all of us. So let us not talk about our failures in public. This man, which is me, goes to the clients and tell the clients that my boss will not listen. My boss is the problem. If you hide me alone, I can solve the problem. What should the client think of us as a firm and those responsible for his job? What Ghana is faced with today is not what we are talking about. What the client need to find out is between me and the manager on the job, who is my boss. Which one of us is mad? We are supposed to look for a mad man. That is what we are supposed to do. All this talk about vision, for me, is balderdash. And excuse me to use that word. You came to the people of Ghana with a thing. You sold the man. It was a ticket. And you said, my deputy, my vice, is the most competent. He's done it before. He has the experience of the job. When you hide me, I am coming with him to solve this problem or challenge of a nation. Today, that ticket is telling us, or that leadership of the two, one is telling us there was a madman in leadership. There was somebody who would not listen. There is somebody who will not take advice. There is one that will just not make reason with any other person. If not, for me, why are we talking about some of the things we are talking about? Again, let me say this. Before you read a particular topic, you must look at who the author is. And based on the qualification of the author or the experience of the author, you can then rely on what the author says. My issue here is that the leader of the NPP has no credibility for me to rely on anything he says. And this is simple. Point 10 of his own speech. And this has been the trend. This has been the deceit that he has perpetrated all along. And we have all sat down and watched him do this. He says the fiscal deficit, which was reduced from 8.4% in 2016 to 4.1% by 2019, increased to 10.8% in 2020. what it means is that they improved, right? We had a fiscal deficit to GDP which was 8.4. Dr. Baumia was so dishonest to tell us that in 2018 there was a rebasing of our GDP. What it means is that the price changed. In fact, in that budget, they had actually stated that certain items that were not part of our GDP computations have been added to it in that budget. But let me give you the other aspect of the budget, and where you should actually compare figures and numbers. In 2016, our overall deficit that we had to finance was 8.4 billion. Our revenue was 37.9 billion, which means that our deficit to revenue was 22.19%. In 2019, our overall deficit was 15.7 billion, as against revenue of 58 billion. The percentage is 26.68%, which is better. Did we actually reduce deficit to our revenue capabilities? No, it got worse. In that same budget of 2016, our revenue to GDP was 22.7%. 2019, our revenue to GDP was 17%. Did we improve? Did we really improve? Look, let's come to some of the things he had to say. He says that some of our challenges came out of the banking sector crisis. Apart from the external factors that we had, Russia and Ukraine, which is transitory in nature, which had corrected itself with time. Yes, we suffered some shocks with that. Other nations took counter actions to mitigate the effect of Russia-Ukraine. As the economic manager of this economy, you failed to do anything about it. And we actually had to suffer the full brunt of it. Look, the banking sector crisis, we had a choice. And I would say without no fear of contradiction that we took that position to close down banks because we believe that people who are not with us politically are holding capital, and they might direct capital to the wrong places, and therefore we close them down. If not, we could have used the opportunity to clean up the banks, bring confidence, and let Ghanaians buy into these banks, rather than claiming to put together all the good assets. I don't know what is good assets. I've been looking for the definition of what a good asset is, and call it a consolidated bank. Which performance, I don't know up to today. Someone should show me the performance of those good assets put together. Those assets which were claimed to be good. Let anybody bring me the financial statement of the so-called good assets put together. And where are the bad assets? So this is clearly poor decision taking. Then we talk of the energy sector excess capacity. And up to now, nobody has convinced me of an excess capacity. In recent time, I had some arguments on, and I said, look, are we not learning as a nation? What are we doing? It's a joke. We always have installed capacity. You have available capacity, and available capacity is subject to capacity factors. What it means is that if you have 914 megawatt capacity with Akosombo, how many of the turbines are available for production? What is available for production in this part of our world, based on the water levels and all other conditions? You cannot churn out 914 megawatts out of an installed capacity of 914 megawatts. Hydro has a capacity factor of around 64%. In some cases, it's even 40 and 43%. What it means is that when you fired the 914 capacity, you will not be able to achieve 914. It is not possible. Solar has a capacity factor of 16%. In fact, the only plant that comes close to 100% is a nuclear. Is a nuclear plant. That's all. So let no man born of a woman come telling us that, well, our crisis was the energy, our situation was the excess capacity payment. When I come to Ghana with my investment, with my asset, and plant it here for you, for your generation of electricity, I have to pay for the capacity. And whether you take it or not, it has to be paid for, because I cannot actually put part of the capacity in the UK or in Togo. It is up to you to produce it at the optimum level and sell it wherever you think you can sell it and make money out of it, if it is excess. Then we come to the issue of the taxes. I will remove this tax. I will remove. Again, this is the absurdity of it. Yes, you remove A, you remove B, you remove C. What are the substitutes? What are the policies that will ensure that after you have removed this, we can still be able to make this the extra 4 billion IMF is requesting from us? Now, I am not surprised. This clearly tells me that yes, Dr. Bawumia was in charge of our economy, the removal of these taxes, because we were told in 2016 that we will remove the nuisance taxes. He's just not able to use the word nuisance to his boss, but I will help him. These are mad taxes, removal of mad taxes, because this is tax that is coming from people who are mad, who will not listen to any reason. So clearly, Dr. Bawumia has been in charge. The leader of the NPP is in charge. Now, if you say you want to remove emission tax, did the NDC flag bearer Mahama actually the one who introduced it? The e-levy, Was it introduced by the NDC? It was introduced by the government you serve as the vice president. What are your reasons for those removals? Have those taxes failed? We weren't told. Has the e-levy failed? By your own assertions in 2017, that taxes that were not able to achieve its purpose should be removed. If these taxes are still on our books, then they don't deserve to be removed, because they have actually, by your own assertion in 2017, they have actually met their purpose. Then I come to what he calls vision and all that, industrialization and all that. Well, I thought industrialization was supposed to be propelled by one district, one factory. That is what I was made to believe. That industrialization and making sure that we spread production across the length and breadth of Ghana, that drive was supposed to be supported, propelled, enhanced by that policy called 1D, 1F. Is Dr. Bawumia, the leader of the NPP, telling us that he no longer believes in the 1D, 1F? We have not been able to get even agriculture right. Food inflation is leading. We have donkeys who have become GPS holders, that they were able to transport fertilizers from the north to Burkina. We haven't gotten these things right. Tractor plowing our lands, we haven't gotten it right. Dr. Bawumia is talking of robotics. To do what? What are the robotics going to do? You are talking of robotics that will take over the jobs of me and you. You are talking of artificial intelligence that will substitute me and you, when in fact you have not even been able to provide jobs for the people. For good 8 years, you have failed to provide the jobs that you claim you will provide. This man certainly cannot be an authority of anything he says economically. He is an expired good that cannot be bought. And I think it is time for us to stop entertaining some of his utterances. If there is anybody to be blacked out in the media, it's Dr. Bawumia. And we must be able to educate the people. If not, we risk one day being governed by somebody who is totally mad. If all we would do is to throw out unreasonable policies, visions out there, and that will get the media talking about it unintelligently, and all of us chance on it, and we are all talking Dr. Bawumia vision. What is vision about this? Tell me. Are we joking in this country? How are we entertaining this on the media? How? How? In what form and what shape? Are we educated people in this country? How can we entertain such a thing? How can my party respond to even this? For Christ's sake, why is the NDC responding to this? What, are we not intelligent people? A man that is leading the economic management team, I should have that business to say that he was responsible. when his boss has come to tell me that he's the one in charge of the economy? When it is the same NPP, what has changed? That today, have we registered a new NPP?
Yes,
there is a new registration. The EC have actually admitted a new party called a new NPP. The New Patriotic Party has become new again. What are we being served with? So now I don't want to go further, because this, I think we have all gotten it wrong discussing these issues. I don't see why any reasonable person should find anything the man had said important for any discussions. In fact, in our media, and a response from my party to this man. All the response they deserve is that certainly there are mad people in leadership. Whether it's my boss who was mad, or is mad, or I, his associate, I'm the one who is mad. We have to find who that madman is. That's all. That's the job the people of Ghana has to do, and nothing else. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yo, enti ese ochiamia onim na asam kano ose nana we de wasuma sa wa wutie sede enkomo no esika ya na kire se eye Mr. Niboy ni ya boy chiremu a Mamudu Baumia ensem fatase Ghana for etino president ewo krom ha na ensem a o kire no echiremu a papa no we disappointed Ghana for san say from the beginning of this count, 2027, I think 2017, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was one of the best, economic, analyst, and I can say economic people, na Ghana ha, na ubia etumi ekaso o na ote adwuma na se because wa ye adwuma e Bank of Ghana da. Enti na manfo ekrampo wo gidie wonumu krampo sen o mampanyin Akufo-Addo say in case o mutumi eto abama ono mo be fa eye abanwa akonya na etena so a ono Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no de nim dia wanya ewo economic mu no ebeba beboa amanne oman no atumi ayeyi. Enti se enne no se o dwane afri ono ankasa ne nsem ho ene na dwuma ye fra no se omra no meye ho a eche se nipa no disappointed Ghanaians no the Ghana for so ensa edi asifom enti ochiremu a enkrofo mienu audi Ghana for hunama e was a Ghana for etumi epe baabi edi omofa se de be ya oman Ghana no ebetumi afa ne ntoma pa afira ewo oman panyini fofora ebia yebesan enya no echi aha PENDREAM TV. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. PENDREAM TV akofa PENDREAM FM edi abase so wo adwenkyere bi efa Ghana manyo sam ho a wo so akwanya abeda ho ade abrew ade ama say so wo ye voice note WhatsApp voice note edi send ya ye bebo PENDREAM FM so ama Ghana fo nyina so ate wo so wanu di ensem na boa ama man no atumi afa ne ntoma pa afria. Yes, be a citizen and not a spectator. PENDREAM TV edamu yopo.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.
Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, o see them yopo.